Okay, so following on my video yesterday about Open Deep Researcher, I thought I'd show you guys something very, very interesting. So if you don't know, or if you didn't watch my video yesterday, Open Deep Researcher is a system that uses an LLM to generate search questions and then a SERP API to search those questions on the internet, and then Gina to then scrape the responses, and then an LLM to summarize those responses into research, right? So what I was thinking was you actually have all of the tool blocks that you would need to create a content writing script that includes Open Deep Researcher. So the way this works is there's a research step, right? And then there's a scraping step. So in this case, scraping the client website. And then there's a writing step, right? So what I thought we would do in this video is we're going to take this script and we're just going to put it in probably Claude or something like that. And we're going to make it also generate content. Okay, so I'm not sure how deep I'm going to go into this, but I just thought that people would find this pretty interesting, right? So I'm going to add a couple of things to this script. So first of all, let's just go to Claude. Okay, so we're inside a new Claude chat. I'm just going to paste the current script. I'm going to say, can you add 2 more steps to this process? The first is that after the research is done, the user gives a sitemap URL, and then there is a selection script, prompt, which decides whether, which decides on 10 to 20 URLs that are relevant to the keyword. So sitemap URL plus keyword. And then uses Gina LLM scraping, similar to the current system, to then scrape those pages for images, information, context, etc. from each of the pages it finds, and then creates a detailed outline using the research plus the context from the given website, right? So this is what we're doing. We're basically using this completely free. Let's just check the license. Permission is hereby granted free of charge to any person obtaining a copy of the software, blah, blah, blah. To deal with the software, including limitation, blah, blah, blah. The above copyright notice and this permission notice should be included in all copies or substantial portions of the software. Okay, so it looks like I don't even need to give attribution. Yeah, I think it's totally fine. I just have to use the same license. So if I put this on GitHub, I'll use this license. But I'm not doing commercial use anyway. I'm not going to be selling this. So, I mean, I am selling this, but it's my own version of this that I'm selling, which is Harbor. Give me the entire Python. Give me the entire script, not just parts. Okay, so I don't want this to turn into a programming video, but I do want to kind of see. Actually, let's just see what it comes out with. Also, shout out to the person that used my free SERP API last night and drained it of all of its credits. I really appreciate that. I'm sure pausing this YouTube video and copying this and saving yourselves $0 was really worth it. And now I have to pay because otherwise I can't fucking use it. So yeah, shout out to whoever that was. You've managed to save yourself $0 on a trial account by pausing my video and writing out my API keys. Now I know that people are actually going to do stuff like that. That this is the last time that an API key will be exposed on my videos. So yeah. So just so people are aware of this, um, we got 11 billion tokens for Harbor, and we haven't once had to top up, right? And this is powering basically all of Harbor. So if you think about how expensive or how many tokens that actually is, you might have some idea of just how cheap Gina actually is. Now you could use Crawl for AI for this for free, But honestly, paying $20 to have a billion tokens on Gina, it's really not that bad at all, right? This will give you enough juice to do, um, I think 1,000 articles. No, more. 3,000 searches on your own system. Now, again, you could just replace with you could replace it with Crawl for AI, but I wouldn't say it's worth it personally. Okay, so that seems to be done. This is using Anthropic Claude 3.5 Haiku. Um, I mean, we can try it with 3.5. I've tried 3.5 a fair amount. It didn't work amazingly well, but we'll see how this goes. So let's just see how it's done this. Fetch and parse sitemap. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we'll just run this. So Python py.py uh, line 370 indentation accepted. Maybe I copied it incorrectly. Oh right, it got cut off. I didn't realize. Oh, that's an async. Oh yeah, async definition. Yeah, of course it got cut off. Didn't even realize. So that's quite cool. Now Claude apparently just continues from where it got cut off now, which is very, very helpful for coding. It used to be the case that you'd have to like copy and paste it in a really weird way, but oh, that's a long bit of code now. Okay, let's see how this goes. So, um, best sneaker trends for men. Let's see. Max iteration one. No credentials found. Okay, here we go. So, sneaker trends 2020 for men 2025. One. So this should do the research as before. Iteration one, fetching content, whattowear.com, blah blah blah, page usefulness, yes, yes, yes. I think I just saw two men RI suit there. This is also a really good way to just look at the search results if you think about it. That's pretty cool actually. I never really thought about that. So here we go. These are the results, blah blah blah, and then it should ask me for my sitemap. No, oh, it's still going. Okay, generating initial research report. So it should say things like chunky styles, eco-friendly. It's obsessed with eco-friendly. Moto core, boxing shoes. These are all really, really good results, actually. Surprisingly good results. This might be better than Perplexity looking at this, but not 100% sure. Okay, so now it says enter the sitemap URL. So we'll just grab that. twomen.it/sitemap.xml. Sneakers for men, sneaker trends for men in 2025. Fetching the sitemap, selecting relevant URLs. Did I just recreate Harbor in like 5 minutes? I will say Harbor does a lot more than this, but this is like the very basics of Harbor. But I just kind of realized last night this is kind of the everything you need to make one of these writers. So I hope you guys appreciate me showing you this. So a couple of things just to note is you can very easily put CSV files on the left, like you could literally new file like titles.csv, right? And then be like title, oh sorry, keyword, no wait, search term, sitemap URL, and then okay, so you can see it has managed to find pages, but they're not necessarily relevant to the article. So you'd have to change a few things around here. It might be a prompting issue. It might be this that's causing the issue, the error parsing analysis for blah, blah, blah. It's hard to know what the actual issue is. However, it seems to be doing a decent job of what I asked it. But you just have to change a few things, right? So you'd copy this terminal output, for example, and you'd put it back into Claude, right? And you'd say, so where's Claude? Here we go. Few issues. The first is that some sitemaps include image links. These should be ignored. The second is that the chosen URLs are not relevant to the keyword. This might be due to the error on error parsing URL selection, possibly. And then we'll just give it the output here. Do not hard code anything, though. This needs to be a universal content generator. Okay, so I mean, we're kind of getting there. There's a few things missing, but what I was saying before is you can do search term, sitemap URL, and then keyword, right? In a CSV, and then you could do like I just did. So sneaker trends for men, comma, two men dot it slash sitemap.xml, comma, and then keyword sneaker trends for men, and then you can redesign the system to read from this CSV, right? Instead of you inputting it, you could read from this CSV. What is this then? What have I just given you? I've just given you a way to automate basically all of your content, not completely for free because you have to pay for OpenRouter, of course, but it's getting there in terms of freeness. So let's see here. I'll help modify the code. I've made several improvements, added URL validation, checks for common image extensions, filters out CDN links, specifically handles, I told it not to do that, but okay. Enhanced URL selection, added initial relevance scoring based on keyword presence, filters out, okay, this looks good. So we'll press copy here, and then what we need to do is we need to find out where this goes. So this goes, it looks like, to return, let's say at the bottom there, return analysis. Okay, there it is. So look, this hasn't quite worked, but you can see what will happen, right? It will do the research, it will find the context, and then it will generate an outline. And then obviously from the outline, you can very, very easily just write an article. Already, this has given a much better outline than normal, right? The only thing that's missing is the context of the website correctly being input. So where does this go up to? Fetch sitemap. There we go. So we'll paste that in there. And then I'll just quickly so it did say, let's try this again, see if it fixed the error. So i2.py, sneaker trends for men, one, and then it'll be interesting to know how much this is costing. Oh, best sneaker trends for men in 2025. So there's already something wrong with it. Like I would improve the research system here. Error parsing. It keeps doing this. Interesting. Sneaker trends for men in 2025. There we go. So it gets stuck sometimes. This is a problem with the original system that was created by whoever created this system. Okay, so that's the analysis done. We'll just try and give it the sitemap without HTTPS and see how it handles it, and then sneaker trends for men in 2025. No, okay. God fucking damn it! I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so kind of just looking at the costs here, because it's so cheap. Haiku is so damn cheap. This is actually not costing that much money at all, to be honest with you. You could run this all day, every day, for pennies on the dollar. It would be so, so cheap. Now, I would probably recommend using Sonnet for most of this if you've got the funds, but I just want to see if it's possible to do just with Haiku. Okay, so it is actually finding relevant keywords this time, relevant links. Now let's just see if it can pass or scrape these pages. If it can, then we're in business. Journal, best formal sneakers. So I'd say probably steer clear of blogs, but it's fine. I'm not trying to make the perfect thing right now. I'm just going to show you how easy this kind of process is, right? Now, this took me about 2 weeks to a month of doing this with Harbor to get Harbor to the point where it was pretty much perfect. You can see again, this is pattern dress shirts. I will tell you right now, the reason for this is the intelligence of the model, right? It's absolutely nothing to do with anything else. And now you can see it's even getting ZH hands, which is Chinese posts, Chinese pages, and it keeps saying expecting value line 1. So again, you'd send this back to Claude. I'm not going to go through this entire process, guys, but you'd send this back to Claude, oops, and just say like, please make sure it's ignoring all foreign language sitemaps. For example, ZH hands. Please fix the error you can see below, which is this error here. So one of them seems to have passed correctly. This first one seems to have worked correctly. So I wouldn't be surprised if the final result here has actually got images and things inside it. But yeah, like I said, this is a very, very step-by-step process, but I'm just literally natural language prompting Claude based on the results of what I see here. And this is a very, very short bit of code, right? And something else you might find is that a lot of the problems that are happening are to do with prompting or intelligence of the model, right? Sonnet 3.5 would be able to smash most of this, I would say. But because I'm trying to use the cheaper model just because it's so damn cheap, it's going to struggle, basically. It's just not going to be as good. So like even just looking at this prompt here, there's a few things I would improve. I would put keyword inside XML tags, right? So that it more obviously knows what it's looking at and what the keyword is, right? And then I would put like 0 here and say, look for exact phrase matches in the URL slug first. For example, as well. And you just change things around. Don't be scared to get in there and prompt yourselves. You guys know how to prompt. This is just prompting, literally. You can see what a prompt is because it says prompt equals like this. Okay. In this case, you can't necessarily see that this is a prompt. It's just because it's in like orangey writing, right? I actually can't tell if these are prompts or comments. It looks like they might be comments actually. Yeah, so a prompt will always say prompt equals and then messages. So you can play around with the system prompts, right? So a lot of these have system prompts. And there's a way to get this to be perfect, right? Once you think you've got the basics done, then definitely look at the look at the prompts and also using Sonnet. If I just plug Sonnet into this now, I wouldn't be surprised if it just worked first time perfectly. So let's see if it can actually generate an outline with the context of the website. I mean, to get to this point this quickly is insane for me. This took me, a week or two, but I didn't have the base of this GitHub project, right? I did not have the base of this GitHub project. I was just working from scratch. I didn't even know about Gina. I literally just watched a random video and luckily it talked about Gina. So look, you can see it actually has discount codes from 2men inside it, right? So here, immediately, I know that the problem here is prompting, okay? But let me just show you a couple of things. First of all, markets overview actually has, real data from the internet, which is this part here. This comes from the deep researcher. But then I can tell you right now that the outline prompt is obviously incorrect. So what I would do is I would go immediately to the outline prompt, so create detailed outline. You can see that it actually hasn't, from what I can see, so website analysis here, right? What we need to say is something like, and I'm probably not going to run it again, guys. I'm going to leave the video after this, but I'm just going to quickly explain this to you. You need to say something like, you need to include real internal links and images from, and then website summary, right? And then wrap this inside those XML tags like that. Now, I'm not sure. I would have to see this printed out. So what I would also do is I would say, like, I don't know how to write code, guys, just so you know, but print dot I have no idea how to do this on Python. But yeah, I would print website summary, right? So that you can see if it's giving you what you want. So you need to know if website summary actually includes things like images. And if it doesn't, again, you need to think why, right? So most likely, analyze website content async is not being told to, okay, it is being told to get images, right? So we'd also need here something like um, relevant links, right? Find relevant links. So this is wrong. Descriptions of relevant images. No. Relevant image links to be used in content, right? So you do need to read the prompts. I will mention that now. Claude won't know exactly what you're trying to do, so just be aware of that, right? And then the final thing is to make sure that the Gina scrapes, right? Now I'm gonna have to go and block that. But you need to make sure that the Gina scrape is actually scraping for all content, which it does look like it is. So just be aware that if this says, I think it's output, I can't remember the exact syntax, and then if it says like text, right, or markdown, this is incorrect, okay? What you need to make sure is that there is no output inside Gina. The reason for that is because if it's text, it will not find image links. It'll just find text, okay? So just be very, very aware of that. Now I'm going to have to quickly go and block my Gina API key. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If I ran this again, I would guess that there would be actual internal links inside here and image links and everything. But you can see just by this process, we've basically got, a context-aware, relevant outline producer. If you want me to continue this series and go all the way and make something where you can produce content, let me know. But yeah, you can basically feed this titles.csv into your Python script and you can automate your content generation process. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end of this video, you're an absolute legend. And I'll see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out.